Maybe. I don't know what day of it was. Was he there for 4? For us? We do have. We already do have my replacement.
Yeah, I think that's your guy. I've never seen him.
His name's Alex.
Alex? He looks like an Alex.
He's was a good Brady. And you might want to go up just a couple inches if you can. Brian is tall.
You said the
Brian Thomas is tall.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
This way or you want it that way, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Careful about
See that notebook I put up there?
Is that what you're trying to do to balance it?
Yeah, just angle it up there. Yeah, just set it on a diagonal angle. That's the best way to do it. Mic check test, 1, 2, 3, test, 1, 2, 3.
You're using these batteries too?
Yeah, to hold this in place so it doesn't slide. So I'm just gonna put it right. Yeah, put it
Yeah,
right.
that's pretty
Yeah,
good.
just put it like that. That's the best way to do it. That way this doesn't slide, because see, it's on an angle here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and it'll just hold.
There we go.
Yeah.
Now I got to see which one of us has a buzz from them being like that.
Okay. Mike.
This is John.
Where are you?
Did you pull into the big parking lot?
Hey man, I just want to let you know we're in the back room of the headquarter office, in the conference room in the back, in the Bivens room. Jacob said you were going to come over here as well for the 12 presser. He didn't? Okay. Oh well, all right. Here at the fairgrounds. I do, yeah. Yeah, but I was just gonna see if you had a mic stand to use, but I used a makeshift thing with a binder to hold up the mics.
We're 2 minutes out. Is everybody ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, okay. So you're not coming to the presser? Well, the presser, they just gave us the 2-minute countdown. The presser starts in 2 minutes, so. All right, bye.
You guys are on TV.
What's that?
You're on TV, you back to back?
Oh, that's Jeff.
No, you're back to back.
Oh, that's not mine.
Oh, okay.
Is everybody ready?
Yeah. Yes.
My reporter is walking in.
Okay, we'll wait for her. 7, are you ready?
Drew, you good to go?
Are you
Yeah.
ready? Okay.
It's just me. Well, I guess I get to start this show, so I'll get started. Just wanted to let you know that we're going to talk mainly about where we're going forward. I will not talk about the case last night. What you got last night is really all I can give you at this point. It is still under investigation, and that investigation is being done by the Texas Rangers, which is standard operating procedures for us. Anytime you have an officer involved shooting, you have to have somebody else, another agency investigate that. And so that is what's going on now, and I can't really answer for what he's done or what he is doing. In fact, he left here probably about 30 minutes before you guys got here, so that is still under investigation. So I just want to put that out there for you guys. So, I'm sorry. Yeah, you know, moving forward, we're going to do whatever we can to make this place as safe as it is, safe as it can. We don't, and I say we don't sit around and go, oh, the fair starts tomorrow, maybe we ought to come up with a plan. This is planned months and months in advance. We've been doing this for 99 years, and Potter County Sheriff has always been out here, so we try to make it as safe as we can. Can I tell you that it won't happen again? No, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. But I also can't tell you that, Sean, that you're not going to get hit by a car going home this afternoon either. You know, I just can't tell you that. So we do everything that we can to make it as safe and as friendly as possible. You know, so that's where we're moving forward from today. You know, we're going to beef up some stuff around here tonight and the rest of the week. You know, so just to make it safe, we want the people to come out and have a good time, and so that's where we're at.
My name is Brady Ragland. I'm the CEO of the Amarillo Tri-State Exposition, and I'm joined by our president, Tim Ketting. First, let me say that we are deeply saddened that this is the reason that we're having a press conference to talk to you today, with all the many wonderful things that the fair brings to this community and these 9 days. We hate that we're up here talking about this specific incident that happened last night. But first, let me say that our thoughts and prayers go out to those that were involved in the incident. We're deeply saddened by the incident, and like the sheriff said, we're going to implement a few things here moving forward that you may notice some changes, and we want to go over a few of those things at this time. So moving forward, we will resume normal operations of the fair today starting at 4 p.m., but we're going to beef up the security presence at the gates and around the grounds. We're also going to implement a wanding procedure at each of our entrance gates. So fairgoers, please be patient as you're coming into the gates, but we feel like that's necessary at this time. And then, of course, as you guys all know, this was the year that we implemented a clear bag policy, so obviously that will still remain in place. And so, like the sheriff said, we've been here for 99 years. The Sheriff's Department, APD, has helped us keep this place safe, and we look forward to that continuing on as we close the rest of the fair. But one thing I want to stress is that we're not going to let this one specific incident take the fair from this community. This is a community event. It's here for the community, and we're not going to let this incident ruin those kids, those family members from coming out, having a great time at the fair and feeling safe while they do it. At this time, we'll take any questions, and like the sheriff said right off the bat, this is an ongoing investigation, so a lot of that specifics to the case won't be able to be covered.
So Brady, how do you reassure the public, whether it's people from Amarillo or people coming in from across the state or across the world, that additional security measures are going to work?
Well, like the sheriff said, I don't think there's any guarantee in the world, but what we can do is put our best foot forward and try to put these measures in place. We're going to beef up security at the gate and on the grounds. We're going to have a wanding procedure. We've got a clear bag policy. We're doing everything that we know in partnership with the sheriff's office and APD to make this a safe, family-friendly community event.
So typically, how many sheriffs are out here prior to this incident happening, and how much more sheriffs can we see or expect to see tonight and as the fair continues the rest of the week?
I don't know if you can answer the question of how many. I have a guy that is in charge of the security out here, and he and Brady have been working for months getting everything in. So I'll let him answer how that's going to work. As far as the other ones, if we have to bring in people on duty, and pay them to be out here, then we're gonna do that to make this a safe place. And that's our goal, is to make it a safe place for everybody and enjoy that.
Mike Coviello, the Globe News. Is it gonna be more about having a visibility presence? I know you have undercover people here, but, is it gonna be just more about visibility to basically be a deterrent in case something like this happening?
Sure.
It could be either one of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the deterrent, you know, so we're gonna try to beef up everything. We want people to see us, and I want you to feel comfortable when you come out here to the fair tonight, or the next couple of nights. Wow, look, they do have something. You know, there's no guarantee, just like he said, I can't guarantee you're not gonna get run over. I mean, we can't. But what we can do is do everything we can to make it as safe as possible for you while you're here. So that's what you'll see.
Could you update us on the victims of this incident?
Sort of, kinda. As far as my deputy, he is doing well. I went to see him just a few minutes ago. As far as the fireman, he's doing very well as well. I did not go and see the suspect, so I don't know how that's doing. So.
There was a bystander. Did you get a chance to see the bystander?
Not today. I did see him last night, spoke with his mother, and we prayed with his mother. She was taking it pretty hard, so.
Are they remain in non-life threatening condition?
Yes.
Everyone except the suspect.
Let me rephrase that. The two that I saw are in non-life threatening. They're both wide awake and talking to us.
So Brady, walk us through the process of, you know, getting open today at 4. You know, you meet with law enforcement. What do you know? What you can share? What do you do? What you go over? Obviously, we don't want something like this to happen again.
Right.
But again, just reassuring the people that, especially for those that drop teenagers off here, is it going to be safe, and especially at night?
Right. Great question. So I will reiterate what the sheriff mentioned earlier from the standpoint that it's not just the day before meeting. So these meetings to talk about security are almost year round and what we can do. But specific to responding to last night's incidents and to your question, obviously we have had ongoing conversations with both sets of law enforcement. We heavily rely on their recommendations and basically have been working hand in hand to make sure that we implement procedures to keep the place safe.
So you're confident that it's level of additional stuff, it's going to be safe or safer?
We are confident that we are putting measures in place as a result of the situation with the law enforcement's guidance to give us a great security presence.
You know, and I'll just touch on what he said. The planning for this started long before he was ever the director out here. And so he was involved in that, but that's how far back we go. I mean, it's a year-round process, and it's not 2 weeks before the fair, oh, we got to sit down and talk about this. This is year in advance that we're preparing for the fair. We know it's a huge event, and we want the people to come, but we also want them to be very safe here. So that's what we're after.
And Brady, is there some lessons to be learned from what happened, like for future, and like something that may have been deficient that is now being pointed out by this incident?
Well, we truly feel like this was an isolated incident, and so you know, part of the lessons is to make sure that our procedures and protocol in place work. And I think, as evident by how quickly the responders were able to get to the situation last night, only enforce that we do have procedures in place that do work. Obviously, it has caused us to have a lot of conversations this morning about what we can do going forward. But I think, like I said, is evident by how quickly the situation was contained and handled. My hat's off to our first responders, and we're thankful that we had them on the scene so quickly. So that was reassuring from us as fair management that we have law enforcement that's so engaged out here at the fair.
So when the fair's over, do you do a review, or will you conduct a review, you know, of each night, but more importantly, what happened last night?
Of course, you know, we will take this incident, add it to our list of, you know, everything out here from the fair, whether it be trash to security to the whole aspect. Keeping things safe is our #1 mission, and it will be something that we heavily talk about after the fair and preparing for next year, like we always do.
I do want to say one thing, and one of the things that has come up, and heaven forbid for social media, but social media it's been placed out there that this was a mass shooting. It was not a mass shooting. This was not a mass shooting, and I want to reiterate that. So it's not like somebody walked out here and just started shooting in everybody. This was a fight that happened between two young men, and one of them ran off. My guys started chasing that man, and he turned and ran to another way and saw more policemen. He turned another way and ran some more, and that's when the incident happened. So the notion that this was a mass shooting needs to be squished now. It was not a mass shooting. This was an isolated event between two people that it just escalated because that's the way this one guy wanted that to escalate. And that's not what we want. We would much rather get them, sorry, you're out of the fair tonight, but that didn't want to happen. So.
Sheriff, touch on this, especially for like families, husband and wife, and little kids, the importance of having a plan. So when they come here for the first time, you encourage parents to say, okay, in the event if there's a fire or anything major or catastrophic, go here, go there, wait till mom and dad get here. What do you encourage the families or people, adults, to do with their children in lieu of something catastrophic happening and they get separated?
Well, and that's what we do. We've done it for many years, ever since I've been out here, and I think it was long before I ever got here as sheriff. But we bring our trailer out here, and our deputies sit over here every night at the fair. And what they do is they're there for those lost kids. We encourage the parents to come get a bracelet, check in with us. If your kid's missing, this is where we're going to bring them to, so come look here. So, it's just the little things like that.
You mentioned that we know one of the suspects is in the hospital. Is the other one in custody, or is he still out running around?
As far as I know, there's only one that was arrested last night.
You did mention that it was a young man. Can you comment if this is a minor or an adult?
Not at this time.
Did the firearm enter the premise of the fair, or was it in the parking lot only?
Well, the shooting happened inside the fairgrounds, so we'll leave it at that. How it got there, we don't know, but that's what we're putting measures in place today to make sure that doesn't happen again.
Chief Birkenfeld, you're here. Are you providing additional support or additional manpower for the remainder of the fair? Do you have any resources that maybe you want to provide in the past that you're going to provide now just to help with security reasons?
Well, just like last night, the Emerald Police Department, even though we don't have the lead here at the fairgrounds, we support the sheriff's office. Some of our officers work off duty in the fairgrounds as well, but we're always ready to stand by. Our officers' primary responsibility is outside the fairgrounds. And so, if the sheriff's department needs more help, we'll send it either on a moment's notice or in a planned manner, but we're always ready to support the sheriff's department in keeping this safe.
I know the Texas Rangers are leading the investigation, but have they given you any idea when they may provide an update to us?
Hopefully today. So I'll visit with him later on this afternoon. But going back to your question, Drew, the fair hires a lot of officers to be out here. I don't have a lot of officers at the sheriff's office. And so they open that up to APD, Randall County, DPS. All of those guys come out and work for the fair. And so that's a normal deal, but goes back to the great partnership and the cooperation that he and I have in Randall County and DPS. I mean, we're all in this together. We'll do whatever we have to do to make it safe. So,
especially Friday night and Saturday night. Anything new or extra that you guys are going to have to look at or provide because more people will be here.
We'll stay out of the way of the bulls. Sorry.
So will there be extra security personnel moving forward?
There will be from this for the rest of this week, and then what happens next year will be another evaluation over the next couple of months to figure out what are we going to do next year to make sure everything stays as safe as possible.
And I will add to that we felt and do feel very comfortable with the security presence we already had, but these additional security measures would be directly in result of the incident that occurred last night.
Yes.
So the bystander that was wounded, was that a fairgoer, an employee? Do we know who this was?
I think it was just a fairgoer.
Any other questions? Thank you guys for being here. Oh,
So
go.
sorry,
No,
Brady,
you're
will
fine.
the fair be ready today at 4 o'clock?
Fair will be ready today at 4 o'clock, and we're looking forward to to re-engaging what I opened with all the fun activities, all the family-friendly activities that the fair provides each and every year. The fair is a community event, it's a family event, and all those normal operations, planned activities, whether it be concerts, the midway, the food court, the funnel cakes, all that will reopen at 4, and we'll continue our normal hours of operation moving forward.
Very
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.